All right, so I'm Chip from Sock Monkey Sound, and Brandon here, of course, with me.
I'm Chris. I'm from Illinois. I'm from Illinois. These microphones are great. You don't have to put them near.
Oh, you don't?
They're great. You don't have to do that. It's going to sound really loud for a second, and then it's going to sound normal.
Where in Illinois are you from?
I'm from Libertyville, Illinois, which is like a half hour north of Chicago. It's like Chicago suburbs, where Marlon Brando comes from.
Nice.
And Adlai Stevenson.
Do you have a Marlon Brando impression?
You goddamn truck. I don't know whether to kiss you or eat you. That's from Simpsons. As Marlon Brando is the voice of Truckapillar, I think. I don't know. That's the best I can do.
So, if I give you $100 right now, what would you give me in return?
I would give you a run for your life. You'd have to chase me down, and I'm really fast. So say goodbye to your $100. It's the worst idea. Well, it's not really about being fast. Just that there's a fact of the matter, and that's that I've never been caught.
Okay.
So I don't know. You can go ahead and act like you're better than everyone else, but I'm pretty much sure that you're not.
See.
All right. Excellent. So, Chris, you exploded with Fet's Vet.
I'm exploded.
Yeah, exploded all over the place, all over
my
YouTube.
Guts.
What inspired you to just, hey, I'm going to do a song about Boba Fett?
It was definitely one of those things where I'm very happy that I was one of the first people to do that, rap about Star Wars. I'm sure there were other people that did it, but I was the first person that, successfully did it. I don't know, but I just picked my favorite character. I had the Boba Fett figure as a kid, and I was living in Jersey City, and I had a crappy job. I drank too much. I was doing some bong hits one day after work, and I had gotten some beats from some friends of mine who were in a band called Attention Deficit, and I went on the websites and I looked up everything I could find out about Boba Fett, and I kind of created how the whole process is for making MC Chris songs, doing research or having a theme, and then doing things in a kind of a point of view style where it's not MC Chris, I'm really Boba Fett, and I'm saying everything in the first person. So it was just one of those things that worked out, and then I got the job on C-Lab, and I played that song at my interview for the job, and then they put the song into the show. And then lately Kevin Smith put it in Zach and Miri Make a Porno, and the song just has a life, and thank God.
Well, hopefully you got some more tunes coming.
Thank God, because I believe in God and Jesus. Thank you. Now go on.
Because of you, I'll never play Kingdom Hearts 2. Is that?
I just got Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep for the PSP, and I got the bundle, which just means you get a silver PSP, and they have like Mickey and stuff on the box, but there's no Mickey on the PSP, so I have to go out of my way and put a Mickey sticker on there for them, even though it was a bundle. It was a bumble on my part. It was a bundle on their part, and I wish that they had given me a case for Birth by Sleep, because now I have to put Birth by Sleep in Harry Potter Lego years 1 through 4 in that case, and then Harry Potter's in the game, but what do I do when I don't want to play that anymore?
I don't know. What do you think about Marvel being owned by DC or Disney? By Disney
Marvel
now?
being owned by DC is the worst thing that's ever happened.
Sorry, that was a fumble on my part.
That was a bumble.
Fumble.
That was a bumble on your part. I'm biggest Disney fan in the world. You can't see it, but I have a Steamboat Willie tattoo on my right shoulder, and I've been to Disney World.
You have a Tweety Bird tattoo on your ass?
No, I don't. That's a personal question. And I have Joe Cool on this one, Snoopy on that guy, and then I have 2 bows and arrows, which is because my favorite guy is Hawkeye, who's from the Marvel Universe. I got no problem with DC owning Marvel, because it's going to mean better rides, better movies, better cartoons. But there also might be some mass-produced stuff that's not so great. There's going to be like a new Avenger cartoon in Disney Afternoons, and I think it looks great, but there's some qualms that nerds have, as they always do. I don't care, as long as things perpetuate and keep going. Disney bought the Muppets, and it wasn't that great. The Muppet stuff wasn't that great afterwards, but at least we still have the Muppets. The Muppets didn't have to, crumble up and die, which was great. So it's a sad state of affairs that Disney, owns everything. It's kind of a sad universe to live in, but, Aardman Studios they went with DreamWorks. You can say no to Disney, it is possible, although I probably wouldn't say no to Disney if they ever asked me to do anything. But no, I got no problem with Disney owning Marvel. And the Spider-Man ride at Universal Studios sucks. It's so bad. And so, I just want better rides. I want just a better, like a New York City that looks like New York City, that feels like the superheroes live there. Just like there's a lot of cool things that amusement parks could do with Marvel properties, and hopefully with Disney Cash we'll see some of that in the future.
Right.
What's your favorite gaming system?
That's tough. I buy everything on PS3 thinking it's going to look better, but everything looks like ass. So, I don't know what I don't know. I have a 360. I'm going to get a Wii for Epic Mickey and GoldenEye. But I don't know. I don't really have a favorite right now. I guess 360 is kind of fun because everyone's on there. That's how I played Red Dead. You don't have as many, like, these graphics kind of suck, statements when you're playing 360. But PSP, you can kind of say that or PS3, you can kind of say that sometimes because it's just not all it's cracked up to be, and it maybe never was. But games like Uncharted rule, and you can only play those on the PS3. So usually I have every console just so I can play everything. I can know what I'm talking about.
He's more of an old school gamer, actually.
Emulators and Sega Dreamcast and Crazy Taxi and what have you.
Crazy
16
Echo the Dolphin. Echo the Rayman. Rayman. You guys remember Rayman?
I remember Rayman. Echo the Dolphin.
You guys remember Rain Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dustin Hoffman, right?
Don't get Rayman and Rain Man mixed up.
Well, when I was a kid, I did. Absolutely, I did. I also got Rain Man and like the Rainmaker.
There should be a Rain Man video game where you just drop a bunch of toothpicks on the floor and count them.
And a shitload of math mini games.
Yeah, a lot of math mini games. It's like Dr. Wario.
What's your favorite episode of Happy Days?
Oh, that's a really good question. It's obviously the one where Mork shows up and he has a duel with Fonzie.
That's a
and
classic.
he uses his laser finger to like slice the banner in Arnold's in half, and it's just like Mork and Fonzie. I mean, that fight should have been so much more hardcore, but it was the 80s. It was a different time.
Yeah.
I mean, if that was done today, they would have like beat the shit out of each other.
So, have you gotten a chance to walk around Middlewest Fest yet? And
whoa!
that's my
Is that
coffee.
Yours?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It happens all the
Oh
time.
my god! I feel like I just killed a cow or something.
It's okay.
I feel like it's the end of Apocalypse Now, and I just slit the cow's throat. Okay. What was the question?
Have you gotten a chance to walk around Middlewest and check the
I
scene out?
did, and I'm going to talk about it in my show tonight. I went to McDonald's, and I ordered very simple, 2 cheeseburger meal, plain, okay? And then I said, well, can I get 1 cheeseburger, plain, fries, Coke, I'll get the meal. And that fucked them up right there, because there's 2 cheeseburgers in the meal. They have no idea how to say, sir, that meal comes with 2 cheeseburgers. That escapes them. So I said, I'll take the 2 cheeseburgers, plain. And they gave them to me. I put them in the bag, happy as a camper. They're like, where'd you get your sunglasses? I'm like, I don't know, Cool Man McGee's store. Gotta get out of here. I gotta do a show. And so, anyway, I go back to the gazebo where it's just me and Walt Whitman chilling out. Some homeless Walt Whitman's there asking me if I want a massage. And I'm eating my bag of McDonald's, and they're not plain. And I'd said plain so many times. I understand there was a girl training, and she brought the manager to the register, and then the girl that was training was like, should we tell the kitchen plain? And the manager's like, no, just enter it in, But I had said plain enough times. I go to the gazebo, I'm hanging out with Walt Whitman, and I see that they're not plain, so I march back to the McDonald's, and I was like, these aren't plain! I didn't shout, but that's what I was feeling. And then she's like, okay. And then you know how it is when you make a complaint in a restaurant and the person's trying to do their job, but then they see you waiting and they're like, oh God, that person's waiting and they're angry at me. I gotta make this happen. So she hooks me up with the cheeseburgers, puts them in the bag with the cheeseburgers with the mustard and the pickles and the gross crap on it. And I go to the gazebo, open it up. They're not playing again! And I screamed, a Beowulf scream. And then I was like, what do I do? What do I do? Do I go in there and flip up all the trays? Do I take the straws and throw them in the air? How do I protest? And then I was just like, let it go. Let it go, Chris. This is not important. You're here to entertain people. But seriously, you put pickle juice on anything and it's ruined to me. You might as well take a shit on it, because pickle juice will ruin it.
Well,
at Waffle House, they put those 2 little pickle chips, and that pickle juice just goes around the plate and finds its way into your mashed potatoes like a little train. I hate that shit. Sorry, that's a really long answer for your Middlewest question.
Let's bring it back to the music for a second.
Let's bring it back to the music,
What's
guys.
What's coming up in the rest of 2010 for you?
What?
Back to the music. What's coming up for you in 2010?
2010, I have a 1-month tour in November with some very awesome rappers. MC Lars is going to be doing some dates. Schaefer the Dark Lord's on the whole tour. MC Frontalot's going to do some dates. It's just going to be a short, quick tour where I come and visit everybody. We're not going to go to the West Coast. We're just going to go and say hi to everybody real quick. And then I'm going to get back to work because I'm very rapidly making new content for 2011. which includes my next album, my 7th album, Race Wars. And I have a children's album I'm working on called Marshmallow Playground. And then I have a secret project that I'm working on that I can't tell you guys about.
That's okay.
Damn.
You turn off these recording machines and I might let you know what's up.
Nice.
These recording apparati.
Well, we appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day.
Oh, one more question, real quick.
Whoa, before you wrap it up.
What you been listening to lately? We ask a lot of people that are on the show. What are your jams lately?
Well, the whole way here, I listened to classical music, and I thought to myself, nobody knows about this. This is what I'm like, and this is what I do. And but yeah, actually, I listened to a lot of that. I listened to a radio station in New York City called CBS FM, and it's got a lot of classic rock in it, which now includes the '80s, which is sad for me but fun for me too. And so I don't know. In terms of like modern stuff, what do I like? I mean, I like the Sleigh Bells. I guess that was good. I'm not like an Arcade Fire guy. I don't know any of the new bands. I don't get any of the folk bands with the word mountains and goats and all the titles. I don't get those bands. I don't have anything against them. I think, I'm a real fan of pop. I like hooks. I like songs that are 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. That's why I love Green Day and the Beatles. And I like old school stuff that works. Keep it simple. But I don't know. I've been listening to some Stax. Been listening to a lot of disco. Been listening to the Bee Gees. Because it's my 7th album, I'm using 7 as kind of a theme for the whole record. So 7 kind of means God, but it also means the 70s. So the sound of the album is going to have a lot of disco sounds in it. A lot of Another One Bites the Dust kind of feels, or Sugar Hill Gang kind of stuff.
That's cool.
How'd you feel about the Sgt. Pepper's version of the movie starring?
Well, I have never seen that with George Burns. I've never seen that, but I don't see how that could be bad. George Burns in a
I saw it when I was like
the Bee Gees and Peter Frampton.
Yeah, all in one movie.
About Sgt. Pepper.
I don't see how that could go
I saw it when I
wrong.
was like 10, and I was like sick. So it's kind of...
Yeah, I had one of those experiences where you're like a little kid and you got taken to the movies, and usually the movies is awesome, but you're like, because when you're a kid, you're like, I'll go, I don't care, but you're like throwing up all over everything. Yeah. That's how badly we wanted to see movies as children.
What movie was it?
I think it was like a Jerry Lewis movie where he's like looking for jobs and stuff. It's very vague to me. I was like very, very little, but I don't even know. So my fans can go look that up as soon as they hear this interview and let me know what that is.
Awesome.
All right.
We gotta end on a better note than that. I don't even know what that Jerry Lewis movie is. We gotta end on a high note.
Okay. The ballot was.
Oh, I should tell you that Race Wars is it's based on Mad Max and Road Warrior, and so I've been really getting into cars. And just the other night, I took a ride in an Ecto One all around New York City, and
no shit.
Yeah, and when I was little, we used to play Hot Wheels, and we used to play Cannonball Run with all of our cars, and we put anyone in the cars, like James Bond versus Indiana Jones, and they'd race. And so that's kind of like my theme for my next album is cars, and it's like a car apocalypse. And if you check out my 6th album, MC Chris Goes to Hell, the very last track is a trailer for the next record, which has Todd Hanson from Squidbillies, and he's the senior editor of The Onion, and he's the trailer announcer. And check that out, and I hope everyone's excited about Race Wars, and I'm very happy to be here, and I wish McDonald's would get their shit together.
There it is.
There's the high note.
Yeah,
That's
the
the
high
end on.
note.
Can you get a shot at MC Chris's limo real quick?
Yeah.
That's not mine. I came here in a Mazda that goes, "Oh!" You touch the accelerator just a little bit. So you don't want to touch that accelerator unless you need to accelerate. Because literally, when I changed lanes today, I was like, fuck you, I'm Goggles Paisanos in that episode of Flintstones. You just saw that one where Fred was like driving on the side of the wall. You guys know who Fred Flintstone is?
Oh, yeah.
Go Google Goggles Paisanos. Go Google it. Just Google it.
I know John Goodman.
Who's Barney in that movie?
Barney?
Stephen Baldwin.
Barney was not in the Flintstone movie. But he should have been. Would have made sense.
Yeah, he was Stephen Baldwin.
If he was like, I love you, and Flintstone's like, well, I don't love you!
Rick Moranis was the Barney in the first one. The second one was Stephen Baldwin.
Oh, let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's not talk. I saw Viva Rock Vegas by myself in the theater. I saw the first one on Robitussin and had to leave halfway through. I think Elizabeth Taylor showed up, and I was like, I know I'm tripping, and I left.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
I wish we had some Robitussin.
Don't drink Robitussin, kids. Just smoke weed and do your math.
Yeah, Robo-tripping.
It's called Robo-copping. I just came up with that.
Robo-copping.
All right, well, thanks a lot again.
No problem.
You know, we appreciate it.
Good luck with your podcast. I hear those things are really taking off.
I
hear that's a cottage industry.
Yeah, where you don't make any money, but that's cool.
Well, do you think cottages made money?
No, not really.
Unless they were churning out that cheese, friend. Well, it's been a fun interview, and I had a good time. I feel like we're all friends now, and thanks again.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Chris.
MCChris.com.
All right.
Follow me on Twitter.
Thanks.
Follow him on Twitter.